What's our first order of business, Arisen?
What to do? I've no mother or father to speak of, you see. I wanted to get them a present to say that. The problem is, do you think you could help me? All I need is for true. I'm sure you'll find the prettiest.
꽃다발?
Ah, our errand is nearly done, and not a moment too soon.
We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced.
I suppose 'tis so.
We've arrived,
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already?
뭐야, 나한테 이런 게 왜 있어? 아 잠깐만, 저 각성자 이 새끼 돌려보내야 될 것 같은데 왠지.
These should brighten the sisters' days. Say, would you mind terribly if I asked you another favor? See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. All you have to do is find a silver stone, but there's the problem. Would you find a silver stone and bring it to me, Arisen? For true. I'll be waiting.
Our next mission is to acquire a silver stone.
나 이거
Perhaps
있어.
silver ore will serve. We can.
Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Have you fared any better?
아닌가? 이번엔 또 정성적으로 말하네. 아까 전에 뭐 대충 하고 막 끝내자 막 이런 식으로 말해서.
Aren't you? Well, I'll tell you. My mother and father, not to say I'm unhappy at the gracious, I want to tell them how grateful. Oh, it's so shiny.
이거 좀 쎄하다
They
이거.
seem pleased with our efforts. Mayhap we ought to pay her another visit sometime soon.
엄마 아빠 귀신 돼서 나올 것 같은데. 안 봐도 비디오지 뭐 이거.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of... The doctor examined him afore and said, yet e'er since he came here, he's...
I understand how you must feel. But you must... There is no medicine that can heal him out. I am caring for him. However, if you mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him...
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays.
I will look after him.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm. Been picking a few. You.
Sir, ought you not be in? 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, not to mention... Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the road? You would procure it yourself? In that case, the slums are a bane to the... We do what we can, with your aid is most appreciated.
Tell
아
us.
나한테 있는
Yes,
거.
sir. Have you procured what I ask? Unfortunately, I can give you little... But only if you've the time and inclination. As servants of the gracious hand, yet, at times, perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now, even there by chance, he was examined by a roaming man, claiming to be a doctor. So, he was put... Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that after all. There is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, but I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best Come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst. You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day. It started with a slight fever. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till he told me he was feeling better. That he'd be well enough. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. Something isn't right about this place. Pray. Should you hear any queer rumors,
수상한 소문?
To break the law is to be thrown in jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then we'd best keep some coin on hand to ease our potential warders' suffering.
Each of our patients deserves our full attention.
요 근데 잠깐만 어디랑 연결돼 있더라?
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days. There has been talk of sending him down to the basement. Should his condition... That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients...
아까
convalesce. None
하는데
of the other
거긴가?
sisters are permitted entry. Tell Liz, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind, which is to be expected. And yet...
소녀장이 뭐 이상한 애인가?
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement, and none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has us, you've done this much for me. You've my thanks. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her. See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged, so I beg you, sir, find...
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
This is no great shock to me.
증거를 어디서 모아?
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Aptly said.
어? 문 닫았어. 들어가는 건 봤는데
I fear I've much to it.
Are you here by...
Good day, sir.
Need someone to...
웰컴 제가 걔 아닌가? 일단 여기 잠깐 가보고
Prepare for battle.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, 'twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign, alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all, yet 'tis clear it serves them not. Almost laughably so. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history are doomed to be... Fine timing, sir. My time in that tenebrous jail has only... I stare at the page, but the letter, alas. As I recall, prisoners' possessions are held within the palace store, though, as I hear it, masquerades are being held of late.
무도회?
Should you happen to enter the venue, what say you? I am in your debt, pray, infiltrate.
그냥 뭐 안경 하나 맞추면 되지 이걸 또. 씨. 어찌됐든 다 그거랑 연관된 캐네요. 가면 무도회. 원기용 모으고 있기는 한데. 아,
I must be grateful. At least I have a full bed. Good day, sir.
병원 지하실을 조사하라고? 어떻게 조사해? 문이 안 열리는데.
I know not why, but the words basement sick room set my hair on end. Shall we
그래,
investigate?
나도 여기가 수상해.
Splendid.
진짜 개 튼튼하네 여기. 개 튼튼하네. 지하실이 여기잖아요. 지하실인데 지붕 올라와서 뭐해?
This place offers a view of the sea.
Well, I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Pleasure doing.
내가 가져간다 불만 없지?
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party.
Well, I assume you'll be
아니
starting
이것
off with a mug of
때문에
the keep those orders coming. This fear.
폰을 또 따로 또 고용해야 돼?
Oi, keep your distance.
I'll gather this. It might be of use. This might contain use.
뭐뭐의 도움을 받으십시오. 약에 관한 건 구원의 집에 그녀가 잘 알고 있을 겁니다. 과거에 바탈에서 군용 진통제와 수면약 연구를?
Useful information.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
엘레나 걔 말하는 것 같은데? 그러면은 걔가 다른 애 뭐 진통제를 놔주고 있다는 건가? 해결책이 없어서?
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir.
This is a place of prayer.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos.
안에 있는데 아직도? 수면제랑 진통제? 이것만으로 부족해 정보가? 그녀가 잘 알고 있을 겁니다. 아씨, 림 가봐야 되나? 아니면은 잠깐만 일단 밤을 만들어야 될 것 같은데?
You!
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Not a bad idea.
We must rest.
키메라. 그러니까 걔는 어디 있냐? 용 잡아서 나온 거? 용리? 용린이랑 뭐 돌덩이도 있는데. 무슨 용모시기 뭐 용모석 뭐 그런 거 있었는데. 그거는 못 주는 건가? 그래서 없나?
I fought many battles on my journey.
용혈장. 아, 이거는 못 주네.
Night time already? I thought 'twas rather dark.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Shall we get underway?
What should I do? What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state? Do you know the river close by the church? That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. I was hoping I'll help too. I'll look.
얘는 자꾸 나한테 삥만 계속
Have you found any
뜯네.
gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about now lots of people who live nearby? The priests have been treating everyone as best they can. I want to help them, apart from ask you, that is. Oh, thanks, Arisen. I'll talk to the priests in the meantime.
Now, we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
Understood.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you?
겁나 많이
Now
필요하네.
that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be...
It's a goodly deed we've done, aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
끝이야?
I quite.
Thanks, sir.
보상 별론 거 보소.
I fear I've much to attend to.
Need someone to talk to?
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
I fear I've much to attend to.
밤에 와도 뭐 별거 없네. 문 열렸다.
Medicine? Medicine! Now! Now! Now!
me. Jahan?
뭐지? 뭐 수면제랑 뭐 만든다더니 실험하는 건가?
Loath as I am to admit it, I haven't the knowledge to guide you on that quest.
성분
Perhaps you should
불명이야?
hire a pawn who does. Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
You have my support.
장 부르노? 의학 지식 있네. 의사? 또 마킹은 찍혀 있네. 맥주집인데?
Can't stand the sight of you. Go away.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state.
진짜 치료하는 건가 본데?
Elena? Ah, yes. The abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. In the end, I survived, but methinks... And once, I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. You'd think 'twere medicine. But I'd not have bought medicine, they were whispering. But I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square, in the eastern part of the common quarter.
흥미진진해지는구먼.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phases is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's the special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next
아,
time.
이번 치약이라고.
Aye, be seeing you.
Lord Phases, 'Tis a name of great import, of that I am certain.
I'm not sure what we're dealing with here.
뭘 갖다 준 건지 모르겠는데 결국 받은 거는 대가로 받은 건 약인 것 같은데.
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
파스즈?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
여기서 뭐 또 어떻게 해야 돼 이거? 또 아침까지 기다려 봐야 되나?
A pleasant spot to while away an afternoon.
A good sleep will ensure we...
A good sleep does wonders.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
또 재밌는 건 또 재밌네요. 똥겜 같을 땐 진짜 개똥겜 같다가 재밌을 땐 또 재밌다가. 아 근데 저 약이 뭔지 의사가 있었나? 게임하면서 의사를 봤던 적이 없는 것 같은데.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side.
You're always such fun to talk to.
의사라. 의사는 본 적이 없는데. 오히려 그 뭐지? 저기 잡화점 이런데 가져가 보면 알려나?
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Oh, sir, if you please, pray excuse my boldness, sir. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see. And
여긴 뭐야?
thank you. Might we continue this conversation? So you will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray.
증거라.
Greetings. You need only make a worthy offering. I have seen your path. May these words guide you true.
뭐 똑같네. 사소한 일을
Leave my
등한시는
gratitude.
계시는 개소리 하고
It's lovely
싶다
to
네
see
진짜.
you.
씨. 내가 원하는 건 그게 아니라고. 의사.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated.
하하. 하하.
To the foremost. Hospitality in all. Much obliged.
오씨 뭐야 이거. 아니 뭔 자꾸 마을에 씨. 이 새끼들 여기까지 어떻게 왔어 이거. 아 프레임 안 그래도 떨어져 죽겠는데 씨. 이거는 뭔 표시지? 아, 저 림상인이구나.
compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
어디 갔냐? 씨, 없어.
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. And quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, many thanks.
Need anything?
Many thanks.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
의사? 진짜 이 게임 하면서 의사는 못 봤는데 의사를 어디서 찾냐? 약초 파는 아저씨 뭐 그런 애들이 의사인가? 초반에 보면은 뭐 약초 꼬맹이도 있긴 했거든요. 막 상점에서. 얘 또 뭐야?
It was well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I... And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither.
There's a ladder here.
You arisen?
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble? What would you of me?
얘 뭐야? 너 수상하다. 이 새끼 이거 아니야? 나 쫓아다니네. 너 뭐냐?
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can be most convenient, though they only travel during the day.
This isn't much to go.
You! You!
뭐야 이거? 너무 가까이 쫓아가서 그런가?
You!
Much to do yet.
Need anything?
What was it I had to do? Can I throw in?
You!
뭐야?
You!
아니 진짜 개 수상한 새끼긴 한데 뭔지 모르겠네. 씨.
Oh, I'd not have thought we'd find one here.
A splendid discovery.
Ha!
날 기다리는 거
Remember to
같은데
tell my own
그러면?
master about this.
맞네. 기다리네.
This looks as
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you?
got to focus. My head will roll with
There's
thought.
not
You!
enough more than a saucy room.
지랄하네 씨.
I'll gladly stay a while.
My legs are stiff as boards after training.
You!
아니 뭐야 이 새끼 이거.
When does my watch end? I've cleaned
이거 봐 계속 보잖아요 얘. 쫓아가면 멀어지고.
all this patrolling does a number on my shoulders. Tis quiet about. I'll feel a sight better once I've had my dinner. What should I get up to today?
Ready for the morrow.
Hasn't he yet?
Each new day is a chance to turn a profit.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale.
아니 지가 가까이 와서 유
As I
이지라라네.
recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do
뭐하는
everything at
새끼야
once.
이거. 아씨 짜증나는 놈이네. 제가 나 쫓아오는 애 맞는 거 같은데. 각성자 일행을 염탐하는 누군가와 접촉한다. 내가 가까이 가서
This
얘기해도
ladder looks
뭐
sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
계속 유 이지랄만 하고.
Till mustering swiftly the last of its might to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight.
All the others made it. Why is
Can't
my
make
luck
a
so
living if I
rotten?
get myself injured.
I've got the sharpest ears in town.
이거 왜 나한테 오네. 유 할 때 대사해야 되나? 이 새끼 진짜. 문 닫혀 있네. 뭐 하는 새끼냐고요? 아씨 꺼져 씨.
Gather round. Aye, got some coin to but much appreciated. Gather round. Treat your ears.
이게 다야? 100원 주는 게?
Master storyteller. And should my story entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed to stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined.
매도사 아니야?
Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale
이게 다야?
by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin. Aye, got some coin.
이 새끼가 돈을 계속 받아 처먹네.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
Go on, have a look.
Mayhap I'll seek out the
There'll be no trouble today.
Seems I've caught someone's eye.
Oh, you came, sir. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
도련님을 대신해서 도련님의 지금의 참상으로부터.
Diana, would you
뭔 소리?
paint my mother a criminal? Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offense.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and whenever I am absent, she grows. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
얘랑 닮으네? 그 여자애 말하는 건가? 내가 말 안 하면은 최근 퀘스트 받아주고 한 애는 걔밖에 없는데?
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen.
그러니까 20% 세일해주는 그 할아버지 있는 데는 어느 마을이지? 저기 초반 마을인가? 아니다. 확실한 거는 메르베에서 그 꼬마의 약초를 도와줬어요. 수경지? 이렇게 멀리 있진 않을 것 같은데. 안녕하세요. 그리고 퀘스트 받을 때도 저기 표지라고 해야 되나? 제가 아까 그 여자애랑 닮긴 했는데. 얘는 머리 길이부터 다르고.
Hi, Arisen. I was hoping you'd come by. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be... I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very
각 깨물
good at it,
때는 엄청
it's not my
재밌다가 똥 깨물 때는 또 똥 게임이에요. 재밌을 땐 진짜 재밌어요. 근데 좀 후접한 퀘스트들 하면은 또 짜증나고, 근데 또 막 탐험하다가 신비한 데 발견하고 하고 막 좀 센 애들이랑 싸우고 하면은 또 재밌어요.
I've trained for this.
Where was I bound again?
Can't make a living if I get myself injured.
Try all of mine. I can't get the
Racket.
clean and tidy. Only care I have is how to spend the day.
Our soldiers need better training.
뭐야?
Look, as long as you can. What can I throw in? I might nod off. I'm not used to anymore.
Best check my stock according.
Now, how best to proceed?
Food and drink are lovely, but I've other appetites.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Look, young master.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
뭔가 수상하긴 한데.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery.
이거 왠지 얘가 죽고 제가 계속 부르면 될 것 같기도 하고.
You see, no doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old.
All is ready, young master.
아니 근데 거기 가는 동안 나도 수없이 많은 마물을 봐왔는데.
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be really dangerous. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with you, because it'll scare all the monsters away.
사이클롭스
I
냄새
hear
나는
the
거?
safest.
Let's see. Ah, I almost forgot. Let's see. Ah, I almost. Let's. Ah, I almost.
뭐야?
The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsiness besides. Might there not be a curative that accounts for both?
부증상? 만능력 말고 없지 않나?
Well then, I ought to be off, I suppose. I must confess, I feel rather uneasy. I only hope I've not forgotten anything of import. You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
여기서 잘못 주면 얘 죽나
Take
본데요?
care, young master.
Come back safe.
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward.
그래서 얘가 살아 돌아오면 어떤 보수를 주고 죽으면은 어떤 보수를 주고 이럴 것 같은데. 안녕하세요. 재밌을 땐 또 재밌네요. 이게 그 거렁뱅이 주위 사람한테 물어봐야 되는 건가?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
저 7렙인가? 7렙? 얘 어디 갔냐?
Would you take pity on...
What do you want?
여기서 그 새끼 어디 갔어? 거렁뱅이.
They say the sovereign was bathed in the and yet he draws breath. I do hope his majesty shall...
야, 거렁뱅이 어디 갔어? 아, 이 새끼 여기 오니까 또 나대네, 쟤.
Would that all my days were so tranquil.
앞만 봐도 쫓아오라고 있는 앤데 진짜 이상하네. 밤에 가야 있나 걔는?
Shall we get some rest then?
그게 뭐예요?
To this world I return. It appears night has fallen while we slept.
Step lively. Journey by star.
그거 하면 프레임이 좋아져요?
Change of pace.
I hope you slept well.
아니 뭘 사야 된다고요? 참, 진짜 얼탱이가 없네. 쟤는 밤에도 있는데. 거렁뱅이 어디 갔어? 원래 안 내려가는데 이번 내려가네. 뭐지 이 새끼?
You!
이 새끼가 농락하고 있어. 너 뭐냐고 정체 새끼야. 뒤졌다. 너 뭔데 이 새끼야. 왜 자꾸 알짱알짱거려 눈앞에서. 진짜 짜증나게. 걸? 아, 여기 그 거렁뱅이 어디 갔냐? 아... 생활을 엿본다. 아니, 뭐 어디 갔는지 알아야 생활을 엿보지.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
When the...
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all...
Oh, how I've looked.
The solution eludes me, but I'm certain there is one. I'd quite like it. I'd fight better if I had an L to keep me warm.
뭔가 퀘스트들이 다 한 방에 명확하게 끝나지 않고 다 나중에 와야 되고 이러니까. 아, 진짜 거렁뱅이 많네.
Aye, Telly's. Her ties to this figure from the neighbouring country have a romantic tint.
And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and monsters with frightful mystique.
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen?
Where ventured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as answer my riddle, did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld.
내용이 좀 다른 것 같다.
Legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House
로저만데?
which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak of riddles and...
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
베르먼트. 베른워스잖아요? 베르문트? 베르문트. 베르문트는 뭐지?
pictured a hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature.
베르문트? 여기 지역이 베르문트 아니에요? 그리고 베르문트와 바타르 전쟁으로 황폐해진 땅. 그럼 여기가 베르문트, 여기가 바탈이면은 전쟁터면 여기 북부는 여기 말하는 거 맞는 거 같은데. 난 또 새로운 장소인가 했네.
But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as answer my riddle, did the fearsome thing say. The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense, to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, is the father.
이게 걔한테 검 가져가라는 게 이것 때문에 그런가?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall speak.
아니 이 퀘스트 뭐 어떻게 진행하는 거야 진짜. 씨. 아우 깝깝해. 씨.
If memory serves, there is another place we were to visit, not far from here.
아니 진짜 씨. 뭐야 이거. 이야기 듣다 보면 뭐 나오나 했더니만 그것도 아니고. 아까 걔를 죽이면 안 됐나? 아니 그러게 왜 자꾸 짜증나게 굴어.
Fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
아이씨.
This looks like trouble.
뭐야 이게.
This looks like trouble.
얘가 몰래서 얘랑 쟤 둘이 접촉하는 걸 봐야 되나?
You. You.
A ladder, is it? How convenient.
Ah, excellent find.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Need anything?
I've got the sharpest ears in town. flowers seem to fly when I'm here.
Going's no good if you work yourself to death.
Now, this is a place to forget one's troubles.
진짜 뭔지 모르겠는데요, 이거? 아, 진짜 디렉터 진짜 씨. 아.
Let's take it easy today. Look while you're here, eh? They're acting up.
Oh, good to see everyone in
My feet always tell me here.
관람료를 계속 내야 되나? 이게 뭐야?
Treat your ears to it. Aye, got some coin. Much appreciated. Aye, got some coin. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
두 번 주면 끝이네.
Much appreciated. Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a servant with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine longing close, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed to stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar on which it was entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his much appreciated. Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to it.
Twill near get done if I stand.
Gather round, gather round. Treat.
I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his... So where's he get his coin, then? Makes a man want...
As I recall, the location...
Peril on the roads puts us.
Would that the god... What's your problem?
What do you want?
Gather round, gather round.
I'd heard tell of a beggar do... So where's he get his coin, then?
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. Much appreciated.
아니 뭐야 이 퀘스트는 진짜 나 이해를 할 수가 없네.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Ought to draw in plenty of customers here.
Am I shedding? Must be my winter coat.
Welcome.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey with...
You shan't hear me complain. Should we hunt a few monsters to start the day off?
Off we go, then.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Look as long as you please.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a much appreciated.
아이
Take us to new heights.
뭐야 이게 도대체. 뭐하는 퀘스트야 이게. 뭐야. 아니 진짜 감을 못 잡겠네. 뭐 어쩌라는 거야 이거 도대체.
This looks as good a place as any.
뭐야 이게 도대체.
Trade favors the patient, I always say.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by
아니 저 새끼는.
And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't.
You!
I've got the sharpest ears in town.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead. One can never be too careful.
Always another errand to see to.
얘랑 아는 사이 아니야?
Can't say I've any time.
Say, have you been to... Well, if you do visit, I hear he sets out to sea on his boat, day after day. As if that wasn't queer enough. He's apt... I cannot fathom his obsession.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears. Much appreciated. Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by
I'd heard tell of a beggar. So where's he get his coin?
검색해볼까? 아니 고랑뱅이가 뭐야 이거 진짜. 아, 답답하네 진짜.
a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
고랑뱅이 검색해도 뭐가 없는데.
He delved into a temple of baleful feature, only to be confronted by a four-legged creature. But when our hero drew his blade, unto him a demand was made. And who the asker? Why, the beast! An uncanny affair, to say the least. Yet there was no time for shock and dismay, as answer my riddle.
고랑뱅이 검색해도 뭐가 없는데.
The trickery was clear. To respond meant certain doom. But in the midst of his answer, he'd doubtless be consumed. So a mighty attack did our hero dispense to conquer his foe and banish it thence. With a single strike was the towering beast repelled, to quail in fear at the mortal strength it beheld. Such is the legacy of Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Riddles and monsters with frightful mystique. north of Vermont is our curious tale.
이거 진짜 그냥 하루 종일 뭐 기다리는 건가? 아, 정말 답답하다 이거. 공주의 말이라고 검색해보자. 공주. 근처에 의자가 있다고?
Hero off left off the page. He delved into a temple of baleful feature.
이거? 의자가 어딨어? 일단 없죠.
Got any arms for 'em? Got any arms?
잠긴 문 하나 있었는데 혹시 거긴가? 어디였지? 닫혀 있는데.
Will this take long?
아니 없어진 다음에 뭐 그냥 막연히 찾아야 돼요 이거?
Welcome. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the finest.
아 뭐야 진짜 씨. 진짜 안 걸린다.
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
저기가 어디야? 따라가다 보면 집이 나온다고? 난 그냥 아예 없어졌는데?
Welcome. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Always a pleasure. Welcome. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Come back anytime. Welcome. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Come back anytime.
There's got to be something fun to do.
아니 눈 감기 한 번만 해도 없어지는데?
This ladder can take us to new heights.
아니 뭘 어떻게 따라가라는 거야 씨. 어? 아니 뭐 씨 여기 가만히 있으면 하루 종일 떠들기만 하고 눈 감게 하면은 그냥 애가 없어지는데.
I've been on my feet all day. My legs are as lead.
Suppose I'd best get to work.
This place is lovely. I might stay a while.
Must hold out till someone comes to relieve me.
I can't wait to see what the day holds.
Always leave me here. Let's make ready for the morrow. Seems I've fewer worries.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
I'm unsure how best to proceed.
Only fools and urchins goes to bedtime.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table.
Force goes awry.
I'll see you bit hard. But dreams are free, I say.
I'm in
About time I taught that dullard a lesson.
어디야 도대체?
Somehow my
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
아 여기 하나가 더 있는 저기 기준이었구나.
I'm ready for patrol.
As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
Shall we head there now?
이 집인 거
Save us
같은데요
having to
이거?
make the trip again.
충분히 밤은 아니고. 아, 이거 뭐 언제까지 기다려야 돼, 이거. 씨. 그냥 밥 만들고 들어가야 되나? 아, 깝깝하네.
We must rest. Open your eyes, everyone. It is dark out, but our day begins.
Step lively. Journey by starlight shall make for a nice change of pace.
Shall we get underway?
그래도 안 들어가지는데. 이게 뭐야? 씨, 진짜 골 때리네. 이건 또 뭐야, 이거.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
어? 진짜 골 때리는 퀘스트네. 저기 술집 뭐 어디 가야 된다길래 술집 가보려고 했더니만 저기 대사가 나오네.
I fear I've much to attend to.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
Say, I've noticed you walking around questioning people. Looking for information, are we? If I were you, I'd pay a visit to the jail next, if you haven't already.
선물은 아니 5, 6분을 기다리라는데 이게 말이 되는 말이에요? 방구예요?
can handle this. What did I ever do to deserve this?
오육불. 뭔 개떡 같은 소리야 이게. 씨.
Whatever happens here, anyhow.
Always a fresh breeze blowing round here.
아, 퀘스트 진짜 병신 같네 진짜로.
Swear I've not blinked once in the last. Take it easy,
Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I see.
아니 뭐야 이 새끼 언제 나갔어? 참. 어이가 없네 진짜. 씨.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out for this work.
진짜 똥 같은 퀘스트다 이거.
Won't someone do aught about this?
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Feels eerie with no one about.
살다 이런 개떡 같은 퀘스트는 난생 처음이다.
Must we run everywhere? You were an impatient one, Arisen.
Off wandering about again, I see. Why are you so adverse to doing honest work?
You would ask the proud sire of House Berkeley to move crates? To scribble in ledgers? Preposterous!
Albert, see sense. That pride of yours has already ruined you once before. Do you mean to let it do so again?
You need a permit to enter Batal, but they've become quite difficult to acquire of late, unless you're a merchant. Mind, rumor has it that it's easier for beastrons.
Know you of any places for a
어 잠깐만. 바탈이 수인이야?
Not much going on. Not much going on.
수인 가면 끼면 그냥 들어갈 수 있다고?
Got any tales to
야 방금 그 얘기나 다시 해주지.
Know
씨.
you of any places for a stolen hour of respite?
Aye? What do you want? What? Where did you get this? No. Never mind that. Listen.
not indulge you.
Mayhap you'll learn aught of this scoundrel who would claim your title.
이러고 끝이야?
If you attend, a palace must.
Not much going on hereabouts. Always a fresh breeze blowing round here.
아니 뭐 퀘스트가 뭐 이러고 끝이야 이거. 저장하지 않고면 어디까지로 돌아가는 거지? 잠깐. 7시 2분. 방금 퀘스트 딱 깬 시점에서 저장이 된 것 같은데. 혹시 모르니까 그냥 대충 넘어가자.
An appropriate choice arisen. I'll gladly take the lead.
뭐 일단 오늘은 여기까지 하도록 합시다. 오늘 여기까지 하고 퀘스트 남은 거 좀 마저 다른 거 하고 그 다음에 좀 뭐냐 무도회인가 뭐식인가 그거 해보도록 할게요. 네, 다들 수고 많으셨고요. 저는 이만 방종하고 저녁 때 찾아뵙도록 하겠습니다. 다들 안녕히 계세요.